partner accepts a plea deal and begins to cooperate.
You know, the United States of America was the greatest country before Trump, and it's the greatest country now after Trump. The white supremacists want to go back. They want to go back to the days when it was legal to own slaves.
You are about to be entertained by the ape, the young man who has become a legend in his own time. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Oh God, you can't handle the truth. A lot of y'all out there can't handle the truth. I've been talking to some of y'all. Oh boy, you better go get checked out. BetterHelp, you can go online and see a psychiatrist. BetterHelp.com. You need to, and yeah, they're gonna pay me for that. But yeah, because it's crazy out here right now. I mean, I'm hearing the most outrageous nonsense. How could anybody with a brain, or at least part of a brain, vote for Trump? It's just unbelievable. I just don't understand how anybody could vote for Donald Trump. It just somebody help me make it make sense. Help me make it make sense. You know, I mean, I understand this is America and you're allowed to think what you want to think, but man, some of y'all need to be committed. Because I don't understand how anybody could vote for Donald Trump. And then I'm you know, when I'm talking to Hispanics, now there shouldn't be a Hispanic person in the world that should want to vote for Trump. He's already shown you what he thinks of you. Black folks, he's already shown you what he thinks of you. He thinks nothing of you. And I just don't understand. Trump, for years and years and years, even when he was younger, when he was married to Ivana. Ivanka is the daughter, I believe. Ivana Trump. Even back in the day, way back, Trump has always been the most self-centered, only concerned with self out of anybody I've ever seen or known. It's just unbelievable. And again, I've spoken to people who were males who were Trump supporters, and I asked them, kind of off the cuff, I said, would you mind if Trump grabbed your wife by the vagina like he famously said on Access Hollywood? And I just don't get it that they didn't say that they would mind. They wouldn't. The Trump mystique. I mean, I don't know what it is that Trump, what Trump does. But he's got a Jim Jones-like effect on the people who still support him after the rape, after the fixing, after lowering the value, the financial crimes, the sexual assault. Even after all of that stuff, after all of that, people are still minds are made up and they are not going to change. Oh my God. Oh boy. All right, everybody. It's October 31st already. Summer-like weather today. It was unbelievable. In the lower 70s. And I don't know what the final tally was, but low 70s. And upper 70s, lower 80s. See, that's why I'm not a weatherman. and just unbelievable weather today. Tomorrow is going to be a repeat almost. There'll be great weather tomorrow as well. October 31st, 2024, the day before November begins, and we're sitting in the 70s and the 80s. Just unbelievable. Thank you, Jesus, because we sure did need it. Anyway, everybody, welcome. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. I need to let you know that the views and opinions expressed here are exclusively those of myself and R. Kelly Media Enterprises, which is the parent company of the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. So these opinions, views, and opinions expressed here are exclusively mine and not those of anybody, any of my advertisers, or anyone who supports this program. So let's keep it straight. All right, let's keep it straight. All right, everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on a balmy end of October Tuesday, right here on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. So I'm fighting with Hispanics. I mean, it's just unbelievable that anybody would want to vote for Donald Trump. Oh boy, yeah, things have changed. Things have changed. The Republican Party is not what it used to be. It used to be government, mind your business, lower taxes, less government involved in your lives. That's what the Republicans were prior to Donald Trump. That's what they were. Low taxes, no government intrusion, and balanced budget. That's basically what the Republicans were about until Donald Trump came along. And now that he's here, it's just un-effing believable. Anyway, everybody, it's about 7 minutes past the hour. You're listening to the Ron Kelly Show. Thank you for making me a part of your day or your evening, as we're putting it right now. But wow, down to the wire. We are down to the wire. There's only 5 days left, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later on. We're going to talk about is there going to be some unrest because Trump already sowed the seeds of distrust with the election process here in the United States of America, and Trump has sowed the seeds. He has lit the fuse for the potential for MAGA violence. It won't be average people, it'll be the MAGA people. He's lit the fuse for the possibility of MAGA violence in the upcoming, if he loses. Ronald McCready, my brother, says, yes, they are truly drinking the Kool-Aid. Yeah, they're drinking the Jim Jones Kool-Aid. You remember Jim Jones back in the day, and Jim Jones in Jonestown, his little commune that he had down in Africa, I believe it was, and all the people, he drank the Kool-Aid and they drank it behind him and they all died, 900 and some people. They all died because they believed so much in Jim Jones. Well, Donald Trump is having that Jim Jones effect on people, and they're just going down, they're just going down with him. It's just like unbelievable. So we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about now Kamala Harris. Has Kamala Harris overcome the fears of the first female president of the United States? Has Kamala Harris convinced enough people that she is man enough for the job? In other words, has she done that? We'll talk about that as well. And yes, down to the wire with this crazy election. And we'll talk about that. And also we'll talk about what, Trump, did he lose the minority vote? Did he lose the minority vote? Did he lose Puerto Ricans? Did he lose Hispanics? Did he lose blacks with that Klan rally that he held in Madison Square Garden just several days ago? We'll talk about that too. And we got a whole lot to talk about here. It's 10 minutes past the hour. Lots to talk about here on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. Thank you, everybody. LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook, everyone who's, because I can't see everybody. So if I don't mention you, I can only see certain people. So if I don't mention you, my bad. But anyway, it's 10 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock Thursday night. A very balmy Thursday night, I might add, right here on the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. Ronald McCready says, don't say man enough. She is strong enough and intelligent enough to handle the job. Absolutely, Ronald McCready. Absolutely. I'm just, I was just ad-libbing, adding a little. See, this is why I don't work at Caroline's. I was just adding a little, ad-lib to that and impressing the point that people are afraid that Kamala Harris won't be tough enough, that she won't get up in Kim Jong-il's face. Un's face. Il was the father. Un is the unbelievable son. And there, people are afraid that she's not going to be man enough to handle her business when it comes to Putin, when it comes to Kim Jong-un, Viktor Orban, all of these people, the president of Venezuela, all of these anti-democrat people. And, some people are afraid that she's not going to be strong enough to handle her business with our worst enemies. You see, and this goes back to, this goes back to life, outside of being president of the United States. The women, when they first started letting women become police officers, the women were looked upon as being weak, and they needed a man. They needed a male partner, and you see a lot of females, 2 females in the car. But that is true now, because some of those women have gotten horribly beaten, female police officers, because they're just not as strong as a man. But Ronald McCready says America has to move forward. Yeah, it has. It has to. And see, and this is what we're talking about here. America moving forward with and putting Donald Trump in the past. This is, what's at stake here. There's a lot at stake. I mean, you talk about Project 2025, where it's just the worst parts of 1984. 1984, if you haven't read it, definitely get it. Get the Crip Notes or whatever. 1984, George Orwell's book that he wrote in 1948. Almost 70 years ago, George Orwell wrote the book 1984. And if you go, if you Google 1984, you'll see the parallels between what George Orwell wrote and what's happening now. Now, what George Orwell wrote was fictional. It was what he thought that America would be in 1984. And if you haven't read it, I mean, if you don't have time to read the whole thing, it'd be nice if you could read it. I've read it. It's incredible. You just wonder how George Orwell knew all of this stuff. It's just unbelievable that he even knew these things, that they've come to fruition after all these years. Unbelievable. 1984, George Orwell. Check it out. All right, everybody. 14 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. You know what time it is. This is the Ron Kelly Show every Thursday, mostly every Thursday at 7 o'clock right here on Facebook, YouTube, and we have a page on LinkedIn where the Ron Kelly Show airs live on LinkedIn. It actually is live everywhere. It's live on YouTube, it's live on LinkedIn, and it's live on Facebook. So, it's all the way live right here on the Ron Kelly Show. Shout out to Sebastian Mejia. Who's young and smart and disillusioned. Shout out to him. He's been on my program. He ran for council, this great city of Paterson, New Jersey, last cycle and lost. But yeah, nothing like a good try. Anyway, shout out to Sebastian Mejia. And shout out to Joseph Van Cherry. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Joseph Van Cherry, who is about as delusional as who's about as delusional as you can get. I mean, Joe, oh my goodness. This is what I'm talking about. See, the no matter what club, you know, the no matter what's. And Joe Van Cherry is definitely a part of the no matter what. Happy birthday to Joe Swack Maria. See, I can be nice. But yeah, the no matter what club, the no matter what, the people who are going to vote for Trump, no matter what he does, he can kill your mama, he can rape your baby, gonna vote for him anyway. And we'll get to that, you know, a little bit later on in the program. Right now, it's 16 minutes past the hour. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. This is the last Ron Kelly show before the election. So no, I'm not going to be I'm not going to be on the air and bring no. I'm going to be watching like everybody else to see exactly what happens with this consequential election. We just cannot let Donald Trump come back. I mean, the good news is that he can't run anymore. But the bad news is, will there be a country still standing when his term is over if he manages to get reelected in the 2024 presidential cycle? So it's wow. It's this people, you can't stay home. You have to get out and go to the polls. I know there's long lines, people that voted early. So maybe that means that the lines won't be too long. If you happen to go next Tuesday, maybe the lines won't be that long, but millions and millions of people have already voted. Some states are breaking records for early voting, and people are coming out and voting early, and people are concerned. And wow, it's just unbelievable. So anyway, everybody, it's about it's almost 18 minutes past the hour. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. And it's on blogtalkradio.com, the Ron Kelly Show.com. Take a break, come back with more. It's you, it's me, it's Trump, it's Kamala, not Kamala, like this idiot likes to call her. We'll be back in just a moment with more. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on blogtalkradio.com, the Ron Kelly Show.com. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
Ooh, that took a minute. All right, everybody, welcome back to Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. 20 minutes past the hour, 20 minutes past the hour, 20 minutes past the hour. So with the nonsense that Trump's been talking, he's already stoking the flames. He's already, making it clear what his agenda is going to be if he loses. And what his agenda is going to be is to start the second civil war. That's what Trump's agenda is, because he's been sowing the seeds. He's been fanning the flames of disbelief, of skepticism, of distrust with the election system in the United States of America. And incidentally, in Virginia, the appeal, the United States Court of Appeals, the lower court. Here's what happened: the lower court stopped Virginia from purging voter rolls. See, that's what they're doing now. See, these people are not playing. They're purging the voter rolls in several different states. I know recently they just got permission to do it in Virginia. They're purging the voter rolls. You know what that means? That means that they're kicking potential voters to the curb, because they know, and I don't know how they know that these people are Democrats or Republicans, but somehow or another they know. And they're reducing the rolls so people can't show by any means necessary. Fake electors, purging voter rolls, anything that they can do to stop this election, to make sure that Trump wins. See, this is some scary stuff, and a lot of people are just really not paying attention to it. And I get it. You got your day-to-day. You got to go to work. You got to handle your business. Stuff happens. I got a note when I came home. I got to go downstairs and sign my lease. We got stuff that we have to do. But this is gonna, if Trump wins, this is gonna be like the worst nightmare. Trump even suggested that the police would have an hour, that there could be an hour of lawlessness where people can just go out and do whatever it is they want to do. They can go out, they just like The Purge. Remember the movie The Purge? Matter of fact, there were several movies with The Purge. And how the white people went up in this projects and they went into the black neighborhoods and started killing black folks. And it was a civil war. It was a form of a civil war. And Trump has already fanned the flames. He's stoked he's put wood on the fire in regards to this stuff. And you better believe that on November 6th, you better be watching. You need to be watching, because you know who's going to take the blame? Minorities. You already know who's going to take the blame if Trump loses. Minorities, black folks, blacks and Hispanics primarily, and then everybody else. So you know what's going to happen. And I believe 100% that there's going to be some type of violence, some type of unrest if Trump loses. Because he's already told his people who believe anything he says, and the men who would let Trump grab their women by the vagina and not say anything, the game plan has already been put out there. And Trump and his minions have already, and Trump still, after 4 years, still has not admitted that he lost the 2020 election. And it, a lot is 80% of Republicans, 90% of Republicans don't believe he lost either. So what do you think is going to happen if he loses again this time? It's going to be anarchy. And it's going to take more than DC police to quash this one. It's going to take the National Guard and maybe even the military. Because like I said, Trump has already fanned the flames. He's still doing it. He's been doing it for 4 years. And his people, the Jim Jones type folks who just believe anything he says, they're yes, Trump, who would leave their families to go help out Trump. It's just ridiculous. So, this is something that we're going to have to deal with. And it's in the front. It's not in the back of my mind. It's in the front of my mind. That there's going to be some violence. And I'm not trying to alarm people. But you should already be alarmed. You should already be alarmed. Trump with his "I didn't lose," and then J.D. Vance, his running mate, comes up and says, he has doubts. I mean, come on. You're not, and the people who are on Facebook and the people on social media who perpetuating this nonsense, you're not helping anything. The people who are going on, even LinkedIn. LinkedIn's supposed to be a professional. It's not supposed to have the Facebook, TikTok element on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is supposed to be something different. And even on LinkedIn, people are talking about, perpetuating this nonsense that there was some kind of election interference. And then you got outside people. See, AI. See, this is the thing about AI. Everybody, oh, AI, wow, look at this. Yeah, but guess what? Other people can use it. Other countries can use it. And other countries can perpetuate this same nonsense. You think that Putin doesn't want Trump to come back? Because Putin knows that if Trump comes back, Trump is not so enthusiastic about helping Ukraine as Biden was, as the Biden-Harris administration was. So you think that Putin doesn't want Trump to come back and is not going to meddle in American politics? Of course he is. Because he wants Trump in because he can manipulate Trump. Because Trump is like Play-Doh in the hands of other dictators. He loves them. Hitler, Kim Jong-un, Putin, Viktor Orban, all these people, these strong men. And Trump likes these people. That's what he wants to be for. He wants to be the president for life. He wants to be the president until he dies. That's what Trump wants. It's 28 minutes past the hour. Yeah, that's what he wants. He wants to be the president until he dies. And I'm not going to say, I hope he dies. No, I'm not going to say that. I know some of you all out there are saying that, but no, I'm not going to say that. Because I don't know when my time is coming, and I don't want it to be tomorrow. But yeah, see, this is the stuff. Trump has perpetuated this nonsense about there being some interference. And like I said a couple seconds ago, other countries are putting out AI stuff. They're making videos of, and this stuff looks real. This AI, you make the AI video, it looks real. I'm not a fan of AIs. I don't use it. But this stuff looks real. And now you're seeing these videos that are AI videos, not even real people, AI videos, and the way they fashion it. Like you see a mailman bringing ballots to the mailbox, and they make it look like, he's some kind of nefarious interloper. This is what they're doing. So you got Russia, you got China, you got a lot of these people who are, and you would think they would want Kamala Harris, thinking that maybe Kamala Harris wouldn't be as tough as a dude. But no, they want Trump because they know Trump has no idea what he's doing. And that's why they want Trump. Kim Jong-un, Xi Jinping, Viktor Orban, Vladimir Putin, they all want Trump because Trump loves them. So those of you who don't think anything's going to happen the day after the election, you're sadly mistaken. There's going to be a backlash. I'll put it like that. There's going to be a backlash if Trump loses. Now, how bad is it going to be? Is it going to be violent? I can't say. I mean, I've said that I believe it will be violent, but that's what my opinion is. But I do think that there's going to be some civil unrest if Trump loses. Yes, I do believe that. Now, how violent it gets and to what extreme it goes, I don't know. I'm not going to say. But there is going to be some violence, a backlash if Trump loses the election this time. That I truly, truly believe. Okay, everybody, we're halfway through the program. It's 7:30. 7:31 almost is the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. We are down to the wire. This is the last Ron Kelly show before the election. Hopefully it's not the last Ron Kelly show, period, but it's the last Ron Kelly show before the election. So yeah, so wow. Finally we've gotten it's down to the wire now. It's down to the wire. So get out and vote. Not for Trump, but get out and vote, please. All right, we'll take a break and we'll come back with more. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. And it's on blogtalkradio.com, the RonKellyShow.com. Oh, yes, indeed. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program. Shout out to my people at American Porterfield Transportation, for 40 plus years. American Porterfield Transportation has been your reliable source to get to and from your destination. Schools, trips to the casino, churches, you name it, they can do it. Phone number is 908-753-6423. That's 908-753-6423. One more time, 908-753-6423. The American Porterfield is located not up here where we're at. They're located in Plainfield, New Jersey. Now, you can give them a call. Just because they're down there in Plainfield doesn't mean that they can't help you. So 908-753-6423, 908-753-6423 for 40 plus years. American Porterfield Transportation has been your source to get to and from your destination. Okay, everybody, it's 27 minutes before the hour. And we're down to the wire. And this thing is important. This is important. I know we got, you got stuff to do and yada yada, but this stuff is important. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is important. This is what's going on right now. This election is important because America is not, it may be the birthplace of democracy, but there's been an abortion, lately with this stuff in America. You just don't feel like I don't feel like democracy is being practiced in America. I just don't feel that anymore. It's just like off the hook, the way people are acting and the things that people are doing. It's just unbelievable what's going on. And so we talked about, I talked a little bit about what's going to happen after the election, what I think is going to happen after the election, and the other thing too is like Kamala Harris. Now, Kamala Harris didn't just have Republicans against her, didn't just have MAGA people against her. She had people in her own party who were against her because she's a woman. And the perception it has been in America for so many years, the perception has been that a woman is not tough enough. She can't be a garbage truck driver. She can't be a police officer. And she damn sure can't be the president of the United States. And that's been the perception about women for years. So there is a faction, there is a portion of the general electorate, males, men, exclusively, that don't believe that a woman could handle the job of president. A woman can't sit next to the button. And so people don't understand that, she can't press the button on her own. It has to go through several different, and that's the way it was set up. Just like, I wasn't too worried about Trump because there's a system, and you can't just press the button, by yourself and nobody else knows about it. No, it has to go through several different channels. But there are people who think that Kamala Harris can't, and that's just a woman bias, basically. That's all that is. It's the bias against women. People don't think that she's strong enough to face up to, Ayatollah Khomeini and all of these people, Netanyahu, Putin, Viktor Orban, Kim Jong-un, Xi Jinping, all of these people, and they don't think that there's some people who don't think that Kamala Harris is up for the task of facing down a man, especially these men who have been dictators, for most of their adult life. But, as far as I can see, she's better than the alternative. Even if you don't think that she's up to the task, she's better than the alternative. She'll have hundreds of people in the pipeline. She'll have an extensive advisory committee, because you can't. This America's too big to run by yourself. You can't. 300+ million people. America's a very big country, and there's no way a president can do it by himself. So Kamala is going to have plenty of help. Okay, everybody, it's 20 minutes before the hour. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program right here at Montclair, New Jersey, where we usually operate from. Shout out to Lamont Gates, who I haven't seen in a while. Shout out to him. Who I haven't seen in a minute. Shout out to Lamont Gates, who Lamont Gates does the NDE, he talks to people who had near-death experiences. That's what Lamont Gates does on his show. I don't know what the name of the show is. I know he does near-death experiences. So just look him up. Look him up on YouTube, Lamont Gates. There's a lot of people who were former co-hosts of the Ron Kelly Show. Too many, I don't even want to mention all of them. But anyway, yes. It's 20 minutes before the hour. Yeah, so we're down to the wire now. Down to the wire. Yeah. So I'm waiting with bated breath. I do believe that Kamala Harris will win. That's not just because I'm not in favor of Trump. I do believe that she will win, but and it's going to be close, yes. But I do believe that she could win. But yes, it's going to be very close. All right, everybody. It's 20 minutes before the hour. It's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio Show. All right, so we'll take a break and we'll come back. I know somebody's telling me in my ear. I know I'm taking more breaks than I usually do. All right, I'll hold off on this until a little bit later on. All right, it's 20 minutes. 20 minutes before the hour of 8 o'clock. I think we're going to go watch a football game tonight. Anyway, yeah, so Yeah, so there's a story in coming out of, let me see, where's the story coming out of? There's a story coming out of one of the Midwest states. There's a story coming out in one of the Midwest states. I think it's Michigan or one of those places, Wisconsin, Minneapolis, yeah. And now there's Minneapolis police. Now this is okay. Here's the story. It's a black man who was cutting a tree. Now there was a white man. There's a white Minneapolis man was charged with attempted murder. This happened last Thursday after shooting his black neighbor in the neck for touching a tree following an ongoing dispute. But the failure of the police to arrest the suspect has angered many people. And so here we go again. Minneapolis. Here we go again. Minnesota. So the black man, now he had reported to the police plenty of times that this man has made what amounted to terroristic threats. Terroristic threats that were made by this white man who was the neighbor of this black man, Davis Moturi was the name of the gentleman. The white man who shot him, the name was John Herbert Sawchak. Now, these people, this black man has been complaining about his white neighbor for a year or better. A year or better. He's been complaining about this, going to the police and complaining about this white man who was, threatening to kill him, basically. Now, at the time that this white man shot the black man, he had 3 active arrest warrants. Including one for threats of violence against his black neighbor. But he was not arrested. The Minneapolis police have said that they had every intention to arrest him. Now on Wednesday, it was last Wednesday, the black guy was pruning a tree on his property when he was shot. Now he had already complained to the Minneapolis police many times. When you go to the police and say somebody threatened to kill you, they get arrested. That's what's supposed to happen. There's terroristic threats, and they're supposed to get arrested. However, this white gentleman did not get arrested. The Minneapolis police, and the chief of police of the Minneapolis Police Department has said that we failed this man. Yes, you did. Now he shot him in the neck from an open window. Now he's fractured his spine. He has 2 broken ribs and a concussion. Now the police chief said that officers responded to the hospital reports of a gunshot victim. The man told them that his neighbor had threatened to shoot him if he touched a specific tree. And while he was cutting that tree, he was shot. Now, the chief said that he had not been arrested. The white man had not been arrested because he was mentally ill and possesses firearms. Oh, so you can't handle that? Is that what you're saying? That you can't handle that? And now, in the past, the same man has had violent confrontations and refused to cooperate in the dozens of times officers have responded to his home. Now, court documents say that he suffers from paranoid personality disorder. So they try to arrest this guy. So they try to arrest this guy, and it's just a mess. So the black man shot by his white neighbor. How often do we have to hear about this stuff? How often do we have to hear about black folks being killed by, not just by police, but by white people? It's just unbelievable. So this man, was the white man, I don't believe has been arrested. I don't believe that he's been arrested as of yet. The same man who made all of these threats has not been arrested. And everybody knows what he did. So, yeah, now finally, the county attorney filed charges against him. Finally. So there's been multiple restraining orders put on this man. He's in 2016, he verbally harassed a neighbor. In the June of that year, he used a knife to slash the tires of an off-duty police officer's vehicle. I mean, this guy, in other instances mentioned in the document, alleged that he tried to hit a neighbor with a motorized bike, threatened to ambush and shoot his sister, struck a neighbor with a wooden stick, causing injuries, threatened to put a neighbor in the hospital, threw a shovel at another neighbor. Just unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Now, if he was black, you already know what would have happened. But anyway, we'll take a break. We will take a break and we'll come back. It's 13 minutes left to the program. We'll take a break and we'll wrap things up. In just a second, it's the Ron Kelly Talk Radio program, and it's on blogtalkradio.com and RonKellyShow.com, live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go. George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show. It's 10 minutes before the hour. This is the last Ron Kelly show before the election, because the election is Tuesday. I'll be back on Thursday with my election thoughts, but this will be the last Ron Kelly show before the election. So consequential. This election is so consequential. It really is. And so Trump had a rally in Madison Square Garden. He's having these rallies in places where he knows he's going to lose. In New York. You're going to lose. You're not going to win the New York vote, even though you live there and all. No. Or you have a place to live there. No, you're not going to win New York. And today he's having a rally in New Mexico. New Mexico has been Democratic forever. There's no way he's going to win New Mexico, but he's going there anyway. Now, I don't know what his reasoning is behind this, going to places where he knows he's not going to win. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's part of his dementia. But yeah, so this is what we got going on here. Just unbelievable. And let me see who's trying. Somebody's trying to call into the program. This guy Ramaswamy. See, because I talked about this last week. Like, how are people going to resurrect their careers? You think that people are going to forget that you were a Trump supporter? So how do people resurrect their careers? How do people resurrect their careers after being with Trump? Look what happened to poor Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani doesn't even have a place to live because of his association with Trump. Now look at Rudy Giuliani. Look at Mike Lindell. Had a nice little pillow company, had things going on. Nice little pillow company. You don't even see the commercials on TV anymore. Because he blindly followed behind Trump, and look what happened to him. Yeah. Just, so Mike Bannon, Steve Bannon just got out of jail the other day. Contempt of court, contempt of Congress, 4 months in jail, because he'd rather go to jail than to tell about what he knows about January 6th. Yeah, so many other people. I mean, there's some he pardoned and they never really got to jail, but just so many people who've been destroyed by their association with Donald Trump. And this guy Ramaswamy is an idiot. Vivek Ramaswamy is disrespectful. Talks over women. Just a normal Trump supporter. They're all like that. Disrespectful, talk over women, don't give people the chance to speak. This Ramaswamy, what a effing idiot he is. Anyway, it's 8 minutes before the hour. So, we got a couple of days left. I know Kamala's probably got a couple more things she's going to do before she rests, probably on Monday. She probably won't have anything going on. She's got to start picking her cabinet. Trump has promised to make RFK Jr. I mean, just the poster boy for mental illness in America. RFK Jr. He's going to make him Health and Human Services Secretary. Oh, the vaccine denier. Oh yeah, great. Put a vaccine denier. Look, you got to come out and vote. Okay. I've done my duty. You got to do your duty. You got to come out and vote. We cannot afford to let Trump get back in the White House. We can't afford it. We just can't afford it. Point blank. We can't afford it. It's just, you just can't afford it. In other words, you just can't. So, so we got you just can't. Anyway, it's about 6 minutes before the hour. The last Ron Kelly show before the election. I implore you, I urge you, even if you don't vote for Kamala Harris, vote for somebody. Because the entire House of Representatives is up for re-election. Everybody, the 400 and something representatives that represent the United States of America are up for re-election. So do your due diligence and vote. There's nothing wrong with it. Nobody's going to come after you for voting Democratic at the top of the ticket and then voting Republican the rest of the way. Nobody's going to come after you for that. But if you vote Democratic at the top of the ticket, vote Democratic all the way down. Yeah, because this what we're facing is awful. You know, you got Trump, who's, you know, it's just ridiculous. Ronald McCready says, "I know his family is disappointed in him." Yeah. The Kennedys are like, you know how you got that drunk uncle that you keep in the drunk uncle that you keep locked upstairs when people come over for Thanksgiving, and one Thanksgiving he gets out and he comes downstairs with no underwear on or something. It's just embarrassing. Just embarrassing. RFK Jr. is the drunk uncle you keep locked up Christmas time when people are coming to the house to visit. He's the one you keep locked up in a room somewhere. He's the one. Just unbelievable. And yes, Ronald McCready, yes, his family is disappointed in him. They should be. What an embarrassment to the greatness of his father, who would have been who would have been the Attorney General, I think, for back in the 60s. Yeah, and you're right. You see, the way we break the control is to vote for Kamala Harris, because if Kamala Harris wins this presidency, Trump is going to just fade off into the sunset. He's not going to have any more value because he won't be able to be president anymore. The only reason Trump has value is because he has the possibility of becoming president. But once he loses that, his value is gone. He has no more value. He's just Joe Q citizen, back to his wheeling and dealing and stealing. That's what he's going to go back to. He's not, once he loses the presidency, once he loses this presidential cycle, he's not going to run again, because he'll be 82 by the next time. And people are going to be so over him that he's not, and he already said he wasn't going to run now. You can't believe anything he says, but he did say he was not going to run again. And I believe that because he's just going to be too old. He's too old now. He's only a couple of years younger than Biden, 2 or 3 years. So, yeah, so about 2 minutes left of the program. So, yeah, everybody, definitely vote your conscience, but vote for Kamala Harris. Because you vote for Trump is a vote for anarchy, is a vote for, he talked about Kamala Harris starting World War III. Really? It's about a minute and a half before the hour. So, yes, definitely, everybody get out. Vote, vote, vote. Everybody get out and vote. Everybody. Because it's not going to be no Ron Kelly show until after the smoke clears. So I'll see you guys back here on Thursday with another edition of the Ron Kelly show. But we can't let Trump get back in there. We can't. And all you people out there you're going to regret it. All you Trumpsters, all you MAGA people, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. Because there will be unrest if Trump loses. There will be trickery and tomfoolery and all kinds of stuff going on if Trump loses. I can assure you. Because he's already stoked the flames of doubt, of distrust, of disbelief in the election process here in the United States of America, which is the safest and most reliable in the world. But he's managed to turn it into some banana republic nonsense. Anyway, everybody, we'll see you back here next Thursday. Pray for Kamala Harris. Let's hope she wins. Let's push her over the top. And we'll see you back here for another edition of the Ron Kelly Show after the election. So until it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice, and that we may not have it all together. But together, along with Kamala Harris, we can definitely have it all. Thank you so much. I